Your daily Bitcoin update. What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. Hope everybody's having a fabulous day. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin today. I don't have a lot of time. It's Saturday. I got a lot to do, so I'm not going to go over Litecoin, even though I still believe Litecoin is fine where it's at, and I'm still bullish on it, so just keep that in mind. Also, I want to remind you guys there's a free Discord below the video in the description box. Click the description. There'll be a drop down. There's also some affiliate links in there. Definitely check them out, guys. It helps the channel and helps keep everything free. So if you can use the affiliate links, awesome. If you can't, that's okay too. But definitely check out the Discord. Like I said, it's free. It's a great community. Great place to learn and just hang out and talk crypto. So check it out if you get a chance. And let's look at the charts and see what's going on. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market is extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind it's still a speculative market. Do not put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell, and even those of you that have already done that, definitely check your notification bell, because YouTube for some reason has been turning them off. But that will get you notified, as I do daily updates every single day, and I do live streams a couple times a week, and that'll notify you when I come live. So definitely don't forget to do that. Smash the likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think, and let's get into the charts. All right, so looking at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, we've been looking at this. I'll draw a quick trend line in there. We've been looking at right here, making higher lows in the price action, lower lows in the RSI, hidden bullish divergence, guys. Definitely believe we're going up. We could go down a little. We'll talk about that in the smaller time frames. But anyways, I want to point out a couple things real quick. First of all, let's look at my target of this being a bull flag here. This being the flag pull from where it broke this ascending triangle down here. And we put it up to where we'd break out. And that gets us up to around the $22,000 range, guys. So that's my target off of this. And no, that doesn't mean we shoot straight up. We're going to have resistance on the way. But we'll take a look at that in the smaller time frames. I do want to show you this. Also, if you look at the RSI right here, and take a look at the RSI right here, we're doing pretty much the exact same thing, guys. And if it plays out like that, and of course it's not going to be exact, but if it plays out like that, we're going to be seeing something like this. You know, this could be a few-year bull market. So definitely, keep an eye on that. And we will also take a look at the daily now. And we'll start out with the daily RSI. All right, so we've been watching this here. We watched this as a falling wedge, and I know it looks kind of screwy here with a couple drop through, but definitely looking good. I do want to point this out in the RSI, guys. This is playing out beautifully, and if you've been following along, this top trend line here has helped us call the tops on each one of the consolidations or bull runs before the consolidation. Looking at this as an inverse head and shoulders here, up to the trend line. Another inverse head and shoulders here, up to the trend line, and a bigger one here. And this is forming the left shoulder right now in the daily RSI, I do believe. Now, if you pay attention to this, we'll go into the price action. And notice we're getting higher lows in the price action. Zoom in a little bit. Actually, I'm going to take this off there now. And we're getting lower lows in the RSI. Higher lows in price action, lower lows in the RSI. Hidden bullish divergence, guys, on the daily. This is a sign that we're most likely going to pop up from here. But we'll take a look at that. I just wanted to show you guys this. Also, you pay attention to this. Each time we hit this top trend line from the tops of the inverse head and shoulders, that was our high in the price action. Over here, again, high in the price action. Over here again, high in the price action. So this trend line helps us call the tops of these runs. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to look at my higher targets. Again, this is the daily. We'll go into the 4 hour and look at that also. So looking at this as a bull flag or a falling channel, if we do the measured move of a falling channel, that gets us up to about the 16.3 range if we are to break out soon, within the next day or two here. Now, I'm not calling 16,000 for the next day or two. Obviously, we're going to have, resistance on the way up. And if we do a measured move of this being the flagpole, this being the flag, put that up here to where we would break out, that gets me to the $18,500 range. One more target in here, and that is measuring this whole thing as a bull flag, which we looked at on the weekly. Or no, maybe we didn't. But that gets us up to that $21,000, $22,000 range, guys, which would break the all-time high. So I am definitely looking towards these targets to play out, most likely within this year for sure. I do believe we're still going to hit 46,000 by the end of the year, and I'll show you that after we're done going over the Bitcoin chart here. Then we'll compare the Bitcoin daily versus the gold week. I do want to remind you guys, quit paying for these paid groups and these scam artist ripoffs. Quit paying for their drug habits, their gambling habits, and their lavish lifestyles while you're giving them your hard-earned Bitcoin or hard-earned cash and losing your ass. So the best way to learn, guys, is just do your own research. If you can't do your own research and get the free stuff off the internet, chances are you're not gonna put enough effort in to learn how to trade good. It takes a lot of practice, guys. You can learn the basics. That's not gonna make you a good trader. Practice is what does it. So anyways, done with my little rant there. Quit getting screwed by these scammers, please. All right, looking at Bitcoin on the 4 hour, we're going to look at the RSI, and I had this falling wedge drawn in here that we dropped up out of. We'll take a look at that in the price action. We can move this down, something like that. We could still be within another falling wedge, but keep in mind that we've been talking about, let's put it something like this. Keep in mind, we've been talking about this retest of this Adam and Eve. That's what I put on the thumbnail because I believe that's what's happened. And I've been talking about this for quite a while. We've had this target around the 1150 range. And that's looking at this as an Adam and an Eve here. That's the Adam. This will be the Eve. And we broke it, and 90% of the time we'll come back down, test the neckline, and go up. Let's look at what's going on here. We had this triangle drawn in here, and if you've been watching the channel, I've been warning you guys that it's possible to come down and retest this neckline, and actually most likely. It looks like we're getting a move up here, but we did get lower than this wick here, which people would have had their stops from along under, and that this did drop below it. We'll take a look at where it's at real quick so you guys can be clear on what I'm explaining. All right, so right here was around 11,200, and you'll notice this wick came down to 11,170. So that's enough to, like I said, people that went in long here are going to put their stops just below this, and this was enough. Come down, grab their stops, and go back up, make them buy higher. Now this move could still continue down to 11,050 range, which would be this neckline. So keep that in mind, that this move, we're in the 4 hour. As of the time making this video, I have about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And a lot of times in a 4 hour candle, if it goes straight up for the first 2 hours, it'll usually come down. I don't want to say usually, but a lot of times it'll come down for the second 2 hours. So I'm still looking around this 11,050 area. But this could have been a front run. This could be over and we go up from here. Let's look at the bearish case scenario first. I definitely don't see the bearish case playing out, but we have to keep in mind that it is possible. Nobody knows for sure. But if this 1150 breaks, I would look for support at about the 10,700 range, which is the 200 EMA here on the 4 hour. If that wasn't to hold, if we broke down past the 10,700, I do believe we're headed down more towards the 9,900 range. And if that breaks, I would be looking at the 9,500. And if that wasn't to hold, and if you guys have been watching, you know what these trend lines are. I do want to show you this one real quick. This is my trend change line right here, the thick white one. When we broke this right here, that was old resistance back in here before we broke down. But once we broke that, we came down, tested that line again, tested it one more time. Worst case scenario, if we test it again, guys, probably going to be in around the $9,500 to $9,600 range. And if that breaks, then my ultimate low is right here at the 8,500, which is off of this trend line here. So just so you guys know where I'm at with that, but I am bullish. I definitely don't think the bearish case scenario is going to play out, but do your own due diligence and your own research. Okay, let's look at this now. That we could clone this. Whoops, I cloned the wrong line. Let me get rid of that. Okay, we could clone the top of this triangle here. And if we pulled it down here from this low, you know, we could, chances are, like I said, we could come down to that 10,700, which would look something like this. Draw it in there real quick. Right, it could possibly do something like that. I think that's less likely. I think we're going to get a nice bounce off of this neckline if we make it to. That's if we haven't front ran already. So in front run, meaning people looking for this target set their buys above it, and while people are still waiting down here, this already shoots up. It's possible. Just keep that in mind. There's a lot to learn on how the market moves, but you can still play it pretty safe. But anyways, yeah, let me get this out of here. The measured move of this triangle, even though we broke out, a lot of times people consider this stop hunt, a fake out, whatever you want to call it. I do believe it's a stop hunt, but it was in the cards. That's why I've had this target here. So if we do a measured move of the triangle and say we, you know, come back up and break out of it over here somewhere, still looking at that 13,000. I'm definitely still looking at least 13,000, guys. I want to show you also, looking at this whole thing as a flagpole and this still being a flag here. And if we were to break out, that gets me up to, depending on where we break out, you know, we could break out up here, on there. But either way, I'm going to move that now. Looking at around the $15,000 range. With a breakout of this. Again, depending on where we break out, the longer it takes, the lower that target goes. But I'm definitely still looking at these two targets. I had another target in here, the 13. I don't know where my measured move for that is, so I'll draw another one real quick. Sorry about that. All right, so that's measuring this as a flagpole. Right here, this area, with that being the flag. And if we took it up to where he broke out, that would actually, that wasn't it. You'd have to do the measured move from where it broke right here. And that would get us up to around the 13.2 range, which would be staying within this rising channel you guys can see here. That's another possibility, but no matter what, guys, I think we're up from here. I don't see us dropping below this 1150. If it does, like I said, we're looking at the bearish case 11.7. If that doesn't hold, then we're looking at a really bearish case. But I do believe that this is most likely going to hold. If we even do go back down to it, we should get a nice bounce. And I'm still looking at the 13,000 to 15,000 area in the more immediate future, guys. So that's where I'm at with that. I hope you guys have been following along. If not, you can go back and recheck my old videos. But I'm going to look at the Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly chart and show you why I believe we're still headed to 46,000 by the end of the year. And I'm going to show you why. So if you look at this, a pattern is a pattern. And some people say a pattern is a pattern until it isn't. I believe this one is going to remain a pattern. As you can see, we have this bull flag here that we've been looking at. I have this dotted white trend line coming down from the all-time high to where we broke down at 6,000. Then from the second peak, I have this yellow line to where he broke down, and we had 2 touches on this bottom trend line before moving up. Keep this in mind, guys. This blue line here was old support in the bear market before we capitulated at 6,000 to 3,000. We broke through it over here and come up. I also have this white line, which was old support in the bear market. This trend line here that we've played around it. And I did say I do not believe we'll go back down below this line again. And we'll zoom in a minute and see how that's looking. All right, let's look at gold now. I'm going to flash back and forth. You'll see why my target's 46,000 by the end of the year. And check out the similarities of these charts, guys. It's amazing. As you can see, it looks to be playing out beautifully. As you can see, when this yellow trend line got broke, well, like I said, on the blue line, we broke out here, came back down, retested it, come up, and we played around this white trend line just like we're doing in Bitcoin, right? I also have a trend line from this peak to this peak, just like in Bitcoin. Once we break that line, I believe we're going to have a huge move up, possibly come back down and retest it just like we did in gold. We'll have to keep an eye on that, guys. That's why I do videos every day. So anyways, yeah, it's looking good, guys. Extremely good. You can also see I have this blue line drawn in here, and when I click back and forth, you can see where it is. And someone pointed out the other day that this could be a big cup and a handle here, which is possible. And the measured move off that would be measuring the depth of the cup, putting it to the breakout, which is around that 13.8, and that gets us up to the $2,500 range. Let's see how that plays out. But anyways, that's what we're looking at right now, guys. I said I'm going to zoom in and look at this white trend line here. I do not believe this is going to break, guys. Again, that's my opinion. Do your own research and your own due diligence. But if we were to come down today in this daily candle all the way down to this trend line, we're looking at around the 11,030, 11,050 range. So definitely makes sense, guys. It's in confluence with everything. I'm going to extend this out a little bit. A little off on this one. I didn't spend as much time on this chart, but yeah. Move these down a little. There we go. So yeah, I don't see this breaking, guys. If that breaks, then like I said, you know, we're looking down from the 10,007 to the 10,003 range. That would be retesting the 55 EMA on, yeah, the 55 EMA on the daily chart. So, but I don't see this trend line breaking, guys. I feel pretty safe here. We're probably going to get resistance on the top of this flag around the 13, depending on where we hit it. If we went straight up from here, it'd be around the 13.6 range to 13.4, somewhere in there. But that's going to be the interesting line to watch right there, guys. Yeah. Anyways, that's where I'm at with it, guys. Let's look at the weekly RSI real quick. Another thing that we've been tracking. I already showed you these two here. The resemblance between here and here, which is playing out beautifully. This is the 2013 bull market. You can see this trend line I have here, followed by the bear market. We had 2 touches of resistance before popping through and starting the next bull market. This is 2017 bull market, followed by the bear market. 2 touches of resistance before blowing through. Now let's look at the monthly. Here's the monthly. I have these 2 arcs drawn in here. This is a 2013 bull market followed by the bear market, each arrow representing a new low in the RSI. Before starting the bull market, there were 4 lows. 2017 bull market followed by the bear market, each arrow representing a new low in the RSI. There was 4 of them before starting the bull market. The only thing is this may be a lot quicker and a lot harder and a lot more parabolic, which I think it will be. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely consider subscribing by clicking the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos and when I go live. I do post videos every day, guys. Updates every single day. Yeah, smash the likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think, and I'm out of here. Have a great Saturday, guys.